What's good, everyone? It's your boy jthewei here again. Now, I have a guest on this video. It's my good friend Jordan, and we both went to LSU, and we both love basketball, and we are so disappointed, and we take this personally, like Michael Jordan, who takes everything personally. Ben Simmons, man, I am so disappointed, and we are so disappointed in Ben Simmons because there's nothing that pisses me off more than seeing a guy with so much talent and potential to be great, but can't maximize his potential because of their mentality and because of how silly and childish the stuff they do. You know, there's a reason why like the greats like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan and LeBron James were great, because they had that work ethic and that drive and that dedication to be great. And Ben Simmons just don't have that. So my man Jordan is going to speak about him too. I'm going to let him speak right now. Jordan, what disappoints you most about Ben Simmons?
Think about it, back in it was 2016, I guess. You know, he was the top overall pick coming out of LSU. And this guy, believe me when I say, he was Magic Johnson-esque. This guy was around Magic's height. Magic was around 6'9". Simmons is around 6'11". And he had a unique ability to move up and down the court. He was quick. Still, I'll say to this day, still a great, great passer. So he had it all, right? Coming out of LSU, got drafted to the Sixers. And, you know, a lot of people were skeptical because he got hurt his first year, but then he came out, won Rookie of the Year in his first year, and he was great. But there were some flaws, as every rookie has. And, you know, he really turned that team around. But man, I mean, since his rookie year, I can honestly say he's been the least improved player in the NBA. The jump shooting is obviously a problem, and you've seen it. Every summer he's releasing those videos of him practicing his shots and doing all this stuff, but it doesn't translate onto the court. So it's like, what is he actually doing? And, you know, you and I have talked about it. The jump shooting is not only not improving, but he's taking less shots each year and being less aggressive on the floor, which is hurting his team.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, when we saw that in the Game 7 against the Hawks, this dude is not even just his shooting anymore. He can't even dunk over a guy that was 9 inches shorter than him, Trae Young. And it was just absolutely I was watching that game. I was like, what is this guy doing? And, like, I think in the fourth quarter of every game, this dude just not taking any shots because he's just too scared. And we know that Ben Simmons can shoot. And we've seen that, like, in videos of him playing pickup ball with regular dudes, the dude is splashing. It's just feel like he don't want to shoot. And I remember when Kobe Bryant gave him advice that he needs to lock himself up in the gym and just practice his shooting. Doesn't care if he has to lock himself up 8 hours a day in the gym. I mean, that's what Kobe did. But Ben Simmons, this guy just doesn't want to put the work in. He's being petty with, you know, the Philadelphia 76ers. Like, Doc Rivers, this man is contacting Ben and, like, trying to get him to go to practice. And then he's being a drama queen and an 18-year-old kid, or not even an 18-year-old kid, more like a middle school kid, like saying that Doc Rivers has not been trying to contact him hard enough. He admitted that he's not even he's been purposely ignoring Doc Rivers' texts, and this is just absolutely dumb. He's putting no effort towards his organization. And you saw the video footage of him in practice. The dude shows up in sweats with a phone in his pocket. He doesn't talk to anybody. He doesn't communicate to anyone, and he's just being very petty. And it doesn't matter how much talent the dude has. If he's not going to be someone who's workable, he ain't going to go anywhere.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, you were saying earlier, you know, his relationship with Doc Rivers, I mean, even his teammates. I mean, Joel Embiid is a guy that has been, you know, improving year in and year out. This is a guy that's putting his blood, sweat, and tears out there on the basketball court. Guy that finished top 3 in MVP voting last year, and he's one of the best centers in the NBA. You got him and other guys I know. JJ Redick has spoken out, you know, against Ben Simmons and his attitude. It's like, what do you do with a guy like that? The man is 25 years old and acting like a kid. And honestly, this translates even back to the LSU days when he wasn't showing up to class and doing things like that. And, you know, even at that time, his teammates were talking about him and doing things like that. But it's one thing to have a poor work ethic, which I know we're going to talk about more, but it's another thing when you just throw your teammates under the bus like year after year, and just you don't even want to have a relationship with them. It's just unbelievable, and it's sad, honestly.
Oh yeah, man. And like as LSU fans, you and I as LSU fans, I clearly remember like when Ben Simmons said to the public that LSU was no use for him and that he didn't learn anything from there. I'm like, are you kidding me, man? This is how much gratitude you're going to show towards the college team that you played for. And not only that, man, like we've been around LSU a lot, and there's people who've talked to Ben Simmons and stuff, and like to add on to what you were saying, man, like I've heard people around campus just say stuff like he just doesn't give a shit about anything, and you just like kind of like when they try to talk to him, he's just like very superficial and shallow. And to add on to that, I mean, the guy reportedly has been buying a new sports car every single month, and he's been going broke, and he can't even invest his money, and he just has the mentality of a 11-year-old kid that's given money. And I don't even know what he's doing when he's not playing in the NBA right now. His excuse is that he needs to recover from his mental health. I'm like, what are you doing? You're buying a sports car every month and going broke from this. It's like it makes you wonder. It's like, what's really going on in this guy's mind?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I don't buy any of the mental health stuff. I mean, I think it's obviously just a poor relationship between him and the Philadelphia 76ers organization. Ben Simmons for years has drifted, each year it seems like has drifted more and more away from the team. So and even like we were talking about the relationship with Doc Rivers, the relationship with Joel Embiid, JJ Redick, all these guys, it's just very, very sad. And each year he's drifted further and further apart. And I'll tell you one thing, he's using all these excuses now. I would not be surprised as soon as he gets to Brooklyn, he starts playing again. I mean, that's just who Ben Simmons is. It would not surprise me one bit. But I'll tell you one thing: the Brooklyn Nets, they're not getting anything in return, because all he's going to do is do his same thing, just dribble up and down the court, not shoot from the perimeter. I mean, the guy was being disrespected his rookie year, and it's gotten worse. I mean, you saw when he played against LeBron his rookie year.
That was funny.
They were leaving him open on the perimeter, and that hasn't changed. He's not a threat out there, so he's going to be doing the same thing with the Nets. He's just going to be dribbling up, passing, maybe get a rebound or two down there. But the guy is just he needs a lot of work, but I don't see him having a strong work ethic.
Yeah, man. And like, we'll see what happens when he comes on the Nets. Maybe he might have changed, but I'm not too convinced right now. But if he's doing the same stuff he's been doing with Philly, just being immature, and I feel like he's the one who's burning like the bridges, and especially with what I was saying with Doc Rivers earlier. I feel like Ben Simmons, man, like he's like, if he does the same shit in Brooklyn, he's just gonna burn bridges with KD and everybody there, and then he's gonna blame the other people that it's their fault. Like he was saying to Doc Rivers that Doc Rivers wasn't pursuing him enough. Like, what the hell? And it's crazy. And I want to go more to like the talent aspect of it. And it's like a lot of things to help you become successful don't require talent. Like having a good attitude, showing up every day to work, and then being able to be workable and just communicate with people and being coachable, none of that requires talent. And it's just a shame that Ben Simmons just don't have any of those at the time of this video, at least, that we're filming it before he played his first game for the Nets. It's just such a shame to see all that talent like be wasted because he just doesn't have these internal qualities anyone can do. And it's like what you said, man. This dude really, if he worked as hard as LeBron and Kobe and MJ, the dude could have been just as great as LeBron and potentially even better. And it's just sad to see it being wasted.
It really is sad. And, I think you've spoken about this before, but, talent is not enough. Talent alone is not enough, at least.
Absolutely.
You have to have the work ethic and you have to have the drive. You see what a combination does for you. Let's just take the perfect example of Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan was a super talented athlete, super talented. I mean, high vertical, very quick, but he had a work ethic like none other too. I mean, that guy was in the gym the day after losing in the playoffs, year after year after losing to Detroit. You don't think that got under his skin? And he was in that gym working. Now you take another guy like Kobe, yeah, gifted in some ways, was pretty athletic, but not nearly as talented as Mike. I don't think. At least when he got into the league, he had to work hard for everything, and he knew his rookie year. Unlike Ben Simmons, even though I'm not a good jump shooter, I'm hurting my team by not shooting. And in the '97 semis, Game 5, he airballed 4 times.
Oh yeah.
And they walked off that court, and Shaq said, "Hey, one day you and I are going to show these people." And you don't think Kobe wasn't working that summer? You got to be kidding me. So talent alone in this game, especially, is not enough. And I wish Ben would realize that, because if he would just look at a guy like, I'm going to say it again, like Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson was a superb athlete, came in to the NBA, top overall pick, had an effect on the Lakers immediately, but did not have a jump shot. Steadily started to work on it in his career, and by the end of his career, obviously his career was cut short, so we didn't get to see more of this. But at the end of his career, I mean, he was shooting, in one year I saw he was shooting like 38% from 3. I mean, he was in the mid to upper 30s, and, even the eye test, he was a better scorer. He knew he had to, because Kareem was getting older. And I wish Ben would understand this and at least be confident in himself, but if you're not working, you can't be confident, right? So
oh yeah.
He has so much potential if he would only work hard, and above it all, as you said, because this takes no talent, have a good attitude when you come into work every day and build those relationships with your teammates. I'll tell you one thing: if he acts like he did in Philadelphia with KD, Kevin Durant, he's not putting up with anything like that. Oh
yeah.
So he'd better straighten up, man.
Oh yeah, and like you saw the All-Star draft. Like KD looked depressed as hell. When they kept talking about the trade, it seemed, and KD's been through so much crap with Westbrook, so that like KD really cares about having team chemistry and all that. And you saw when he went on Golden State, he was selfless, But like, is Ben Simmons willing to be selfless? And to add on to what you were saying about Kobe, and you guys who have subscribed to me, Kobe was basically a father figure to me. And I remember those air balls. The dude worked on his legs because he needed lift in his jump shot, and he worked on every single aspect of his game where there was a hole. And by the time he was in his prime, he had no holes in his game. And he said that in his book, The Mamba Mentality. And it just shows you that even though Kobe Bryant was not talented as like a KD, LeBron, MJ, or even a Ben Simmons, that hard work can overcome the deficits. The hard work and that mentality and that drive to win can make up any lack of talent that you have. And you need that killer instinct to win if you want to win. Talent won't breach the gap there. So you're absolutely right, and I agree with you on that. It's also it's about time to come to closing conclusion in this video. Do you have anything else to say, Jordan, before we head off?
Yeah, I will say, while we're basically hating on him and everything, I do hope he would at least come around
for sure,
and start working hard again, for the sake of the Nets, for the sake of, that organization. I don't know what other motivation you need. They took a chance on you and trading you, so I hope he would start to work harder, especially on his jump shot, and be confident at least to shoot, because man, he's hurting his team by not being aggressive and shooting. He could be so good in this league, all-time great, if he could just work on the little things and the fundamentals.
Right. I'm with you, man. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I want to conclude, too, that we're not trying to necessarily hate. It's just constructive criticism. And if Ben Simmons somehow sees this video, I doubt it. I hope that's just constructive criticism for him to get better, because we're both LSU fans. He came from LSU. We want to see him do the best, but we just disappointed in him right now and know that there's more that he can do in terms of his mentality and his efforts and his hard work. So That's the end for this video. We're gonna end it here. Thank you all for tuning in, and Jordan, thank you for being on here and being able to speak with me. This guy. I'm telling y'all guys, this guy really needs to start his own sports channel, man.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having me on. I'll think about doing that.
Hey, no problem. If y'all want to see Jordan more in my videos, comment down below. But that ended for this video. We'll see you in the next video. Remember to leave this video a like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next one. Jay the Way out.